4 weeks into the war in Ukraine, and NATO leaders are preparing for an emergency summit, with President Biden travelling to Europe on his first foreign tour since the war began. Leaders are expected to roll out additional sanctions against Russia as massive destruction and civilian deaths mount under continuous bombardment. Russia denies targeting civilians in what it calls a special operation. But in the besieged city of Mariupol, hundreds of thousands have been sheltering since the war's early days. While the city burns around them, people are trapped and left without food, water, or heating. Bodies are being buried in the streets by residents themselves, such as Andrei.
I hope there will be some sort of reburial, and this is just temporary. The military told us to put the bodies somewhere in the cold. The only cold places now are basements, but there are people in the basements, so bringing the dead to people is just... So we bury them here.
Satellite imagery shows columns of smoke rising from residential apartment buildings engulfed in flames, in the city that was once home to 400,000 people. No journalists have been able to report from inside the Ukrainian-held parts of Mariupol for more than a week. Yet, invading Russian troops appear to have stalled, taken heavy losses, and have failed to capture a single major Ukrainian city or depose the government. On Wednesday, sources said a veteran senior aide of President Vladimir Putin resigned over the war and left the country with no intention to return. Anatoly Chubais is the first senior official to break with the Kremlin since the invasion. Ahead of this week's NATO summit, the EU's Ursula von der Leyen described Ukraine as the face of freedom.
Honourable members, if freedom has a name, its name is Ukraine, and the Ukrainian flag is the flag of freedom today.
In the past month, a quarter of the country's 44 million people have been driven from their homes.